Hi grade 2 students, welcome to a new lecture. In this lecture we're going to start with Unit 2. Unit 2 Week 1. In this lecture we're going to learn phonics and reading. Our new phonics lesson is about short O and long O. When I say short O, is the sound you hear in the word octopus. Let's say the word octopus together. Octopus. This is the sound of the short O. When I say long O is the sound you hear in the word bone. Own. Can you hear the long O sound? Letter O and letter E work together to make the long O sound. Now let's read our phonics list together. While I'm reading, please try to spell the words with me. Box. Here we have the word box with the short O sound. Box. Here we have the word home. Home. But if I deleted the letter E, we're gonna read it as hum. But since we have the letter E and the letter O, they work together to make the long O sound. So here we have the word home. Home with the long O sound. Here we have the word have. It's not related to short or long O sound. Have. This is how we write the word have. Here we have the word lock. L-O-K. Lock with the short O sound. Rope. Rope with the long O sound. Own. Cone with the long O sound. Let's say it together. Cone. Here we have the word fox. Fox. Fox with the short O sound. Here we have the word nose. Nose with the long O sound. Poke. Poke. Poke with the has the long O sound. The word poke means to tap someone or something with your finger or with a sharp object. Let's continue reading. Here we have the word took. Let's read it together. Took. The word took with the short O sound. Here we have the word side. Side with the long I sound. We have the word line with the long I sound. It's the rule that we learned in our previous lecture. Long I and short I. Anyways, let's go back to short O and long O sound. Here we have the word dog. G with the short O sound. Off. Off. It also has the short O sound. And finally we have the word pot. Pot with the short O sound. You can solve the practice in page 17 in your booklet unit 2 by dividing your words and by dividing these words in the two columns. In the three columns we have short O, long O and other patterns. Other patterns are the words that are not related to short O or long O. Here we have some words with short and long O sounds. We have to know the meaning of each word. And we have to write the spelling word for each definition. The definition is the meaning of each word. Here we have the word nose, pot, fox, home, and poke. Number 1, part of a face. Is it pot? Is the word pot part of your face? No, the word nose. Don't forget, when we write a word, we have to cross it out. A wild animal. Of course, it's a fox. Number 3, Push with a finger. Poke. Number 4. A round, deep pan. Used for cooking or frying or it's the word pot. Number 5. Place where you live. You live at home, right? So home is a place where you live. Now we have to copy the spelling words under the correct vowel sound. Here we have short O, for example, the word dog. Long O, for example, the word cone. Own. First, short O, we have the word pot. We have fox. We have box. We have dog. I'm gonna cross the words that we wrote. We wrote the word pot with the short O sound, ox, box, and dog. Now the words with the long O sound, we have the word nose, nose, home, poke, and comb. Our new reading lesson is about how do animals survive. The animals that you can see here are called meerkats. Meerkats live in the deserts and grasslands of Africa. They look cute, right? They are extremely cute. They have pointed face and large eyes surrounded by dark patches. Now, what you have to know is that meerkats live in hot, dry places. But how do they adapt to heat? I'll tell you. They live in burrows that they dig with their long, sharp claws. A burrow is the hole dug by a small animal, okay? They have thin fur and they search for food in the morning when it's cool. Now I will watch a short video about how do animals survive.
Animals and nature. How do animals survive? Animals adapt to survive. Meerkats have adapted to living in hot places. They dig burrows that help them escape the heat. Camels have also adapted to living in hot, dry places. They can go days without drinking water. Their wide, tough feet help them walk across the hot sand without sinking. Some lizards have adapted to hot, dry places too. Like camels, they don't need to drink much water. Lizards are cold-blooded animals. After a cold night in the desert, this lizard needs the warmth of the sun to warm its body enough so it can move around and search for food.
Now it's time to learn some new words. We have the words that we're going to learn about are adapt, climate, eager, freedom, fresh, sense, shadows, and the word silence. I'm gonna start with the word adapt. Adapt is to become used to a place or thing. The word adapt means to become used to a place or thing. For example, the polar bear's thick fur coat helps it adapt to the icy weather. As I explained previously, that meerkats thin fur helps them adapt in the hot, dry places. Now let's move on to the word climate. The word climate means the weather in a place over time. For example, Tom lives in a hot and sunny climate, or hot climate is good for swimming, don't you think? Let's continue. We have the word eager. Eager means wanting to do something. For example, Mindy is eager to see her grandmother. Like, I want to see my grandmother. I have to see her. Please, please, please. When you're eager, you're wanting to do something so much. Another example, kittens are eager to see their mom. Here we have the word freedom. Freedom is the ability to move or be free. For example, deer have the freedom to move about the open land. The word fresh. Fresh means new, not spoiled. For example, the baker made fresh bread every day. Or mom picked fresh flowers. Let's continue. The word sense. Sense means a feeling. I felt a sense of pride or joy when I won the race. The word shadow or shadows. Shadow is dark areas made by blocking light. When you block light, you make a shadow. For example, we made animal shadows on the wall, as we can see over here, by blocking the light. The word silence, lack of sound. For example, the baby needed silence to fall asleep. Or we all sit in silence in the class to listen to our teacher. Now it's time to practice. We have to read each item below carefully and choose the correct answers. Here we have numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. You have to solve numbers 5, 6, 7, and 8 in your book in page 11. Let's start. Number 1. Which word means once very much? Is it the word eager, bored, or careful? What do you think? I'm sure that you know that it's the word eager. Number 2, the word sense means hurt, feeling, or show. It's the word feeling. Number 3, the word silence means volume, whisper, or quietness. What do you think? It's quietness. Number 4, the word shadows means tunnels, bright lights, dark spots caused by blocked light. What do you think? Yes, yes, miss, we know it. Shadows mean dark spots caused by blocked light. Now it's reading time. You ready? We're going to start reading our new lesson, and of course I'm going to explain. The title of our story is A Visit to the Desert. The genre of this story is realistic fiction. We have the word real, so I'll tell you what. The story A Visit to the Desert is realistic fiction because it could happen in real life. This is why I told you it has the word real. And the characters could be real people. The setting is also real. So the characters could be real people. You can find a problem and a solution. Okay? Ready to start? Don't forget the genre of this story is realistic fiction because it could happen in real life and the characters could be real people. Tim was looking forward to his vacation. Vacation means holiday. Then his parents told him the family would be visiting Grandma in Nevada. Tim was unhappy. He was not happy. He wanted to be with his friends this summer. Grandma is eager to see you, Mom said. She can't wait to take you on a desert hike. Hike means a long walk. The next morning, Grandma met them at the airport. Then they drove. Drove is the past tense of drive. Then they drove to the desert. A desert is a large area of land. It is usually very hot in a desert, and there is almost no water, rain, or trees in a desert. Let's continue our reading. As they hiked, Grandma explained that animals enjoy the open desert space. It gives them the freedom to move from place to place. Tim learned that the animals find ways to adapt to the hot desert weather. He wondered if he could get used to the desert climate. Wow, Tim said. Look at that. The turtle carries its home on its back. Grandma smiled at Tim's excitement. Excitement is the feeling full of happiness or joy. Actually, she said, that is a desert tortoise. It looks for the shade made by the shadows of rocks. That's how it cools off. He burrows underground to get away from the heat or digs. The tortoise disappeared into its burrow. Tim leaned over the hole. Leaned means he moved into a sloping position or got closer to the hole. He could not hear a sound. I'll bet it likes the silence of its burrow, Tim whispered. I think it likes its sense of safety too, Grandma added. That's the same feeling I get at home, Tim sighed. Sighed means he said it slowly. For example, that's the same feeling I get at home. Let's continue. Just then, a large rabbit hopped by. Grandma explained that the jackrabbit's large ears help it stay cool. Can you see the ears? These animals are so unlike the animals at home, Tim said. He had forgotten about the desert heat. Some animals stay cool by sleeping during the day. Then they hunt at night, said Grandma. A great horned owl hooted above them. Hooted means made a loud cry. Grandma said, it will soon be time for the owl to hunt, which means it's time for us to head back. Dad added, oh, this vacation is going by too fast, Tim said. They asked Tim about the heat. What heat? Tim asked. I feel as fresh and cool as a new flower. I've adapted. Everyone laughed. Why do you think everyone laughed? Maybe they laughed because Tim, at the beginning of the story, he was unhappy because he had to go to Nevada for his vacation. But at the end of the story, we read that Tim was happy and interested in the desert and its animals. Let's start reading this short text. It's related to the genre of our story. What was the genre? Realistic fiction. What did I explain about realistic fiction? Realistic fiction is a story that could be real, and the characters could also be real. The title is Surviving the Winter. In the summer, Jerry saw a family of chipmunks. Chipmunks are small animals with a large furry tail. Okay, Jerry saw a family of chipmunks in his yard. What would they do in the cold winter? Jerry looked up chipmunk habits and learned they would hibernate all winter. Hibernate means sleep for a long time. Habits means what they do, okay? Or how do they live? So let's move on to number one. How do you know this text is realistic fiction? Of course, because it could happen in real life, and the character Jerry could be a real person. Number two, how does Jerry find information about chipmunk habits or movements? Or how do they live? I think he looks up the information on the computer. Yes. Number three, how does Jerry know the chipmunks will survive winter? He learns that chipmunks hibernate in the winter. They sleep for a long time. He learns that chipmunks hibernate in the winter. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to join our Zoom sessions. Stay safe.